Hi there, photography enthusiast. It's me, Satya. Today, let's discuss about the Flash TT350S from the brand Godox. Let's start this video by looking at some of the other models of the Flash the brand has to offer. Then we'll do unboxing of TT350. After that, let's go through the menu system and explore all the functionality the Flash has to offer. At the end, I'll share my experience of field trial and how it worked and some of the final concluding remarks. Okay, without any waiting, let's start with the comparison. Godox offers a lot of on-camera flash models. In that, V1 Pro is their flagship model, and then V1 is the rounded flash, and then 860 and so on. So if you look one of them, they have variants like CNS. They represent the camera brand. Effectively, they are all same. Only the interface with the camera would be different. They represent Canon, Nikon, Sony, and so on. So if you are buying a flash, pick the one that suits your camera brand. Okay, you can choose a model of flash. Then you have to pick the variant for specific for your brand. If we come back, we could see there is one model named V350, and then it have SCN. They listed separately. Let's look at them. So our model is TT350. This is like V350, and we could see. Okay, so one major difference is this V350 is having a inbuilt lithium-ion battery, rechargeable one, and they are given a. If we look at the comparison, they both are ultimately same. Only major difference is the battery. One have a lithium-ion battery, other have two AA batteries. So every other difference is because of this power source difference. Rest all technically they are same. Let's look at the spec of 350. And then like when we say 350S, it means like every other variant like C, N, O, P, and so on. So they are all also same flash, only with the communication with the camera would be different. So their guide number is 36, and then flash coverage is 24 to 105 mm. The zoom range is that. It is high-speed sync, and it got 16 channels and 3 groups. Without battery is just 200 grams. Yeah, pretty much it. Okay, let's jump to unboxing. Viewers, let's see its menu system and functionality now. First one is like turning on the system. For that, like we have to press the power button for a second, then system boots up and then like it power on. Turning off is simple, just press the power button once, short press, that's all. This is how like we have to turn on and turn off. How to connect with the camera. So this is the hot shoe mount, like lock, unlock, like we just have to rotate it. It gets loosened. So this is a dummy cap. We can connect it with the camera and then like tight it again. Okay, this is how like connecting with the camera. Okay, then let's look at the uh, other buttons, like what they do. First thing is mode. It have 3 modes. So first here that M represent manual mode, and below that 1 bar 128 represent the power output. So right now it could output a power of 1 bar 128 of okay. Let's do a trial flash, and this button is the test flash button. By pressing it, like it would get triggered. Yeah, you might have seen flash now. So mode button, if you press once, it get into multi. Multi is the current mode, and then pressing it again bring it to TTL. So this flash operates in three modes: TTL, manual, and multi. In TTL mode, camera decides how much power has to be generated. So it's automatic. In manual mode, we have to set the power, and we could set it by rotating this dial. This dial is rotatable. It increases by 1/3 of stop. Okay, now it became 164. 1/3 more than 160, 1 by 164, 2/3, and then like the next stop is reached. So this is how it goes. And then like when it reaches full power, it is represented as 1/1, the full power. Okay, this is the mode button. Next one is zoom. Zoom is, there is a, this flash element would move. Okay, let me set it in manual. Okay, so you can see it moving. So right now, okay, so before that we'll see zoom can be in manual mode. Okay, now we could adjust the zoom value, or it can be automatic. Right now it's in manual. Let me see what happens. It's in value 24, and then by pressing zoom button for zoom button, the value 24 starts flashing. Now by rotating the dial, we could adjust the zoom. Okay, now you could see by rotating light element move closer or farther away. You could see that here. When it reaches at the end, like after 24, like it is automatic. Okay, so when it is AU, the camera lens uh, zoom value is used to set the zoom value of this flash. For that, like to adjust that, we have to press zoom button once, rotate it. That's all. Okay, right now I'm setting it in manual and 24. Sync. Usually cameras have a sync speed. Uh, you can refer your camera manual to know it. And then if your camera supports high speed sync, this button could be used. So sync button, if you press once, you will see a lightning kind of thing. It represents high speed sync. Okay, if you press it again, that flash disappears. It means like it's normal sync or slow sync, where you can go up to a certain shutter speed that is like supported by your camera. So whatever the flash sync speed of your camera, till that only you can go. For example, in A6400, flash sync speed is like 160, 1 by 160. That is the maximum uh, duration, maximum shutter speed you can have when it is not a high speed sync. When it is high speed sync, you can go up to whatever supported by the flash. It supports 1 by 8000, and till that you can go. But there is a caveat. High speed sync use more battery power. Okay, as well as the manual says using high speed sync would impact the life of the flash element, and they recommend to keep it in slow speed sync like whenever possible. And you could see the flashing battery kind of flashing thing. It represents low battery. Okay, now we have seen tilt sync and slave. It operates in S1, S2, and disappears. What it means is that there is a sensor here. Okay, uh, so when some other flash triggers, that light could be used as a trigger for this flash, and this flash would go. Okay, so when you set in S1 slave, S1 and S2, they are the front curtain and rear curtain flashes. So when your flash has to go, you can set like at the beginning of the shutter or the closing of the shutter, S1, S2 mode. If you don't set, like if you don't see S1 or S2, it means like uh, then like it's not under the optical receiver mode. Okay, we haven't looked at the multi-mode. Okay, so multi-mode represent, the first one is like power, how much power you have to set, it's there. Then the second number represent how many times flash has to go. It is number of times the flash would go. Let's say I want this flash to trigger 3 times. Okay, and in the third element, third number represent frequency. Frequency is number of times per second. Let's say I said 2. Uh, it means now with this configuration, each flash would produce a power of 1 bar 128. The flash would go 3 times, and every second twice it would flash. Okay, so this flash, if we trigger it right now, it would flash 3 times and the duration will be 1.5 seconds, because like every second twice it would flash. Let's see what happens now. Yeah, it went 3 times and the frequency is 2. So we can go up to a frequency of 90 or 99 hertz, meaning within a second we can go till 99 times, and the number of flashes it can go up to 20. Let's look at the other functionality. Zoom have an added functionality called a custom function. Let's look what it is. Long pressing zoom takes us to the uh, that menu. So it have 4 options. ST is standby. You can, by pressing the center button, either you can select on off. What it means is that should the unit go to standby mode when not used for long duration. By pressing the zoom button again, yeah, zoom button for long time and then rotating the dial, we'll come to the next option. AF on is on. It means like autofocus beam assist. The next one is backlight, the level of backlight brightness and the duration for which it has to be on. So it says like for 10 seconds it will be on. Okay, keep selecting. Okay, it's off, meaning like always off. On, continuously on. By rotating it further, we'll take it to 10 seconds. It would be, the backlight would go off after 10 seconds. Let's go to the last menu, ID. ID is like wireless ID. Let's look how this unit could be used to control other flashes. Press the sync button continuously. You will see a small radio that is getting flash, meaning the unit is entering into a multiple mode. So when you rotate the dial, you will see master in the lower row. You will see M and S. Okay, so it says this unit should be a master or a slave. That's what we mean. So let's say we'll start with this unit being a master. Okay, it's selected as master. Now by pressing and then the top one represent for which unit we were setting the setup. So for master we are going to set, and by pressing the mode we cycle through the modes that is available. The first mode is like no flash. So being a master, this unit will not fire. Okay, and in TTL mode, this unit will operate in the TTL mode, and in manual mode, and then we could set the power by rotating the dial again. Okay, so this is the functionality for master. By pressing the slave button, we will enter into A, meaning devices that is in group A. This is the mode that's been set. For devices in group A, manual mode 1/16 of a power. By rotating, like we could change the power output, or by pressing the mode button again, we are changing mode for the flashes in group A. Okay, so group A go into no flash mode or TTL or manual. Okay, similarly, like we can set for B and C groups too. Let's say if this flash have to work as a slave, we have to press this sync button continuously, radio blinks, we are bringing it into slave. Okay, so now it is in slave, and then to which group it has to present. Okay, that could be controlled here by pressing the slave button. So it goes into either one of A, B, C channels. Let's say we are at the group A. How to change the channel? So by pressing the slave button continuously, channel blinks, and by rotating we could change the channel of uh, communication. And to come out of this like multi-flash system, you just uh, press the sync for long duration and then rotate it and then bring it here, and then like once it's like the radio is flashing, press set button. That's all. So now we are out of it, and this operates in the regular setup. And this, since like we can turn off the master being firing, and this could be used just as a trigger too. Let's see how well it did in my recent photo trip. This is very compact and lightweight, hence this is very much suitable for small cameras like APS-C. This compactness also means less power. It don't have power equivalent to other models like V1 or 860. Uh, in my recent portrait shoot, when I tried to use this with the provided diffuser, when I was about 1 meter away, this flash could illuminate only the upper portion of the body. The bottom portion is like dark. When I moved away to a distance, say 2 meter, there was not enough power in the flash to illuminate the subject. The entire subject was dark. It was little challenging for me to find the sweet spot where diffusion is even as well as power to illuminate the subject. We could use a reflector like this. It might help a bit in diffusing as well as like using it for a little longer distance. That's primarily because of less power. So this is powered by two AA batteries. I was using Duracell Ultra. The specification says it can generate 200 full powered flashes with 2500 mAh. I don't know the mAh rating of the batteries that I used. They were regular use and throw type Duracell Ultra batteries. They produce only 100 images. I was using TTL, so not all of them is full powered. So there could be some of them at less than full power too. Even with that, like I got only 100 flashes. And maybe I would have done some test flashes, which might count again maybe 5 or 10. So roughly 100 flashes is what we get with disposable batteries. This puts a constraint on how frequently we take images. So like a digital image, digital media storage, we can take like thousands of images, but with this limited power supply, like we are again limited. We should be conscious of number of images that we take. It looks like we were using the old film rolls. This brings up the other variant, V350. It have an inbuilt rechargeable battery. But there was a price difference between them. Let's say in India, it costs this variant TT350 costs 7,000 rupees, V350 costs 10,000 rupees. The price difference is 3,000. And then good rechargeable battery, good rechargeable AA batteries, four of them, and then charger cost around 3,000 rupees. So price of both the variant with the rechargeable battery for this cost almost same. But V350, to be safe, we need to have one more spare battery. That again may cost another 3,000 rupees. So there is always a price difference of 3,000 rupees between these two variants. So higher the initial cost, lower the running cost. So you can choose based on your usage. And then the cycle time. Practically, it was taking around roughly 1 to 2 seconds to recycle between flashes. So it was little difficult for me. Uh, so in a portrait, we want to take like quick shots, but like between every shot, like I have to wait 2 seconds. Or else like what happens is that camera goes and takes a shot without a flash, and then that is like underexposed. That was like one drawback I see. So a quick recycle would have been better, but like since it's a very compact and then like less powered, and we cannot expect more from it. Having said all of this, so till now like we kind of discussed only the negatives of this, but like this can also be used as a trigger. This makes it a good option even for a full frame professional photographer. The reason is like this have all the features of trigger could have, like, and then the price difference between the trigger, just a trigger, and then this one is like very minimal. So this also doubles as a flash, right? Like even a full frame professional photographer could use this on camera flash when needed, or else like they can just turn off the flash and then use it as uh, just a trigger. With only as a trigger, the battery should last longer. Hope you like this video. If you have any questions about this flash, ask me down in the comments. See you in another video. Bye. Wait, don't forget to subscribe.